One of these tools can blow your render budget while you sleep. Nano Banana 2 is Google's fast, built-in Gemini image model, and Midjourney is the tool that built its name on pure style. Pick wrong and you're either overpaying or waiting on a render that should have taken seconds. This video runs both through 5 real tests: quality, speed, price, style control, and access, and keeps score the whole way through. By the end, you'll know exactly which one to open next. Here's test 1, output quality. Say you ship a client image that's almost right, and in this job, almost right is the same as wrong once it's sitting on a billboard. On the Artificial Analysis Text-to-Image Leaderboard, an independent benchmark that outside press has covered, Nano Banana 2 currently sits ahead of Midjourney on overall score. Google also claims state-of-the-art results on GenEval, a prompt adherence benchmark, though that's a vendor claim, and Midjourney hasn't published a comparable number to check it against. When an outside leaderboard and a vendor claim point the same direction, that's worth something, even with one of those numbers coming from the company that built the model. That's 1 for Nano Banana 2, 0 for Midjourney. Drop a comment and let me know if output quality matched what you've seen in your own projects, because leaderboard scores and real prompts don't always agree. Speed is where the gap either holds or blows wide open. That's the score on quality. My name is Brian and I'm in these tools 12 hours a day, so you don't have to be. Here's test 2, generation speed. You're running a batch overnight before a deadline. The gap between 10 seconds a frame and a full minute a frame is the difference between waking up to a finished set or walking into your 9 a.m. meeting with nothing to show. Google says Nano Banana 2 runs on the same fast Gemini Flash design built for rapid edits, a claim that comes straight from the company. Testing done outside of Google puts it somewhere in the single digits to the teens of seconds per image, against Midjourney running 15 to 60 seconds on standard settings. Those exact numbers shift depending on who's running the test. Midjourney doesn't sell a flat time per image in the first place. It sells GPU minutes by the month, so your real weight depends on which mode you're in and how much time you've got left. Either way, that's 2 for Nano Banana 2, 0 for Midjourney. A perfect scoreboard on quality and speed doesn't survive first contact with a monthly bill. Here's test 3, pricing and credits. Commit to a plan built for a workflow you don't actually have, and you're either bleeding money on hours you never use or hitting a wall halfway through a project. One of the biggest problems I run into when using AI agents is turning their output into YouTube content I can actually use to market my product. That's why this video is sponsored by Subscriber, a tool that helps business owners connect their AI agents to YouTube and market their products without spending 10 hours every week creating content. You can connect Claude or ChatGPT directly to Subscriber. It then analyzes your business, website, and YouTube channel to help you create SEO-optimized video ideas, scripts, thumbnails, and even complete videos that actually match your brand. What I like most is that every week, Subscriber gives me a list of high-potential video ideas I can immediately execute, and it can even help edit videos for me, with or without my face, including videos like the one you're watching right now. It's easy to get started, and you can try Subscriber for free using the link in the description below. Now back to the video. Midjourney sells 4 flat tiers, $10, $30, $60, and $120 a month. And what you're really buying is GPU time, not a set number of images. There's been no free trial since late 2024, so that monthly tier is the only way in. Nano Banana 2 prices differently through Google's API at roughly 4.5 cents to just over 15 cents an image depending on resolution. That figure comes from outside sites calculating off Google's published token rate, not a flat price Google quotes directly. If you generate a handful of images a month, Midjourney's flat fee is easier to predict. If you're running this at scale, Nano Banana 2's per image cost wins. And that's the number that matters for production work. Nano Banana 2 picks up a third point, Midjourney still has none. That gap holds until you hit the one place Midjourney has never had to apologize for. Stick with me, because the last 4 tests are where this decision actually flips. Here's test 4, style control and consistency. Build a whole campaign around one recurring character, and 3 images into the set. The face drifts just enough that the whole batch becomes unusable. Google confirms Nano Banana 2 holds a consistent look for up to 5 characters inside the Gemini app, 4 through the developer API, and up to 14 distinct objects in a single workflow. Outside testing suggests it stays stable across 8 to 10 sequential edits or more, up from 3 or 4 edits on the original version. That improvement figure comes from community testing, not a number Google itself published. No source puts a number on that advantage either. So really, this is the one real tie of the video. Nano Banana 2 wins consistency, Midjourney wins style range, and the score holds at 3-0 with one tie on the board. Midjourney doesn't publish a competing figure for any of this, but it's held a multi-year reputation, backed by a large community for stylized and painterly output that nothing else fully matches. None of that matters if you can't actually reach the tool you just picked. Here's test 5, platform availability. Pick the right tool and then find out there's no supported way to plug it into anything you're actually building, and the right tool just became useless for your job. Nano Banana 2 is live across the Gemini app, inside Google Search's AI mode and Lens in 141 countries, the Flow tool, and Google Ads. On the developer side, it's in preview through the Gemini API, the Gemini CLI, Vertex AI, and AI Studio. Midjourney is still Discord first. It recently added a real web app, which closed a real gap. But every independent source checked here agrees there's still no official public developer API, only unofficial workarounds built on top of Discord's own bot system, and those come with their own reliability risk. That makes it 4 for Nano Banana 2, 0 for Midjourney, with one tie still standing from the style test. So here's where that leaves both tools. Nano Banana 2 took quality, speed, consistency, pricing at scale, and access, built for people who need reliable, repeatable output inside a real workflow, not just a nice-looking one-off. Midjourney held its ground on exactly one thing, but it's a real one. No other tool matches its artistic range, and it's built a community around exactly that taste, even with a scoreboard that reads 4-0 with a tie everywhere else. If you need the same character or product to stay consistent across a whole batch, or you want to automate generation through an API, pick Nano Banana 2. If you're chasing one specific artistic look for a single piece and taste matters more than throughput, pick Midjourney. For repeatable production-grade work, the default pick is Nano Banana 2. Consistency and a supported API matter more than style range once the output has to hold up the same way on the 10th image as it did on the first. But before you commit to either one, there's a cost. Neither pricing page spells out. One thing the docs don't spell out is how Midjourney's fast GPU hours actually work month to month. They expire at the end of every billing cycle, even if you're paying annually, so a light month doesn't bank hours for a heavy one later. That detail doesn't show up clearly on Midjourney's own pricing page. It only turns up in independent breakdowns of how the billing actually plays out, once people track their usage over several months. If Nano Banana 2 won most of the tests here, the next matchup that actually decides your toolkit is Nano Banana 2 against GPT Image 2. Google's model against OpenAI's settles the other half of most people's setup.